Like you can see, I'm back on the boat in the Marquesas Islands. While I was in Europe, I came across a book called Barefoot, Windswept, Sun-Kissed. And I got to know the author, Raffaela, from the boat Obi-Wan. She's sailing with her husband already many years and made it until Indonesia so far. She was amazed by the San Blas Islands in Panama and the crossing of the canal, which happened directly afterwards. I loved the San Blas Islands also, so we decided to talk about this part of her trip. Today I'm talking to Raffaela from the yacht Obi-Wan. It is an ETAP 39S and they're currently in Indonesia, but we're having a Zoom interview. Welcome to Sailor's Life. Good morning, Raffaela. Very nice to meet you here on Zoom.
Good morning, Yuta. Very nice to meet you too, and thank you very much for inviting me. I'm very happy to join you here.
So I just want to tell everybody at the beginning, like you see today, we do a Zoom interview. We are not on the boat, and that's because Raffaela and myself, we are both in Europe at the moment, visiting family and friends. But we thought we still can take the opportunity to talk to each other and make a nice interview out of that. We have two really nice places we want to talk about, and this is first the San Blas Islands, and then from there the crossing of the Panama Canal. And Raffaela, also, you wrote a book about your trip, and later on I'll put the link in the comments so everybody who's interested can buy your book there and read more about your whole trip. Raffaela, do you want to tell us a little bit about the San Blas Islands? First, maybe where exactly are they?
Yeah, they are on the Atlantic side of Panama, and they are a quite wide archipelago where there is a very peculiar population. They are called kuna. They are like Indians, and the peculiarity is that they never mix it with other like Panama and other population. They are on their own, and they have their own government. Also, if they are part of Panama, they have like a congress for organization and for take all the decision about their life. That they preserve their culture, and for example, women are always dressed with their typical dress that are made with this fabric called molas. And it's a very particular kind of fabric. It's like different layers of different colors fabric that they cut and sew to different level. And another very peculiar stuff is that they are a bracelet made of bread on the forearms and on the legs, and different colors and different patterns.
And how would you describe the beauty and the uniqueness of these islands from a sailor's perspective?
You have to be very careful to sail there, because they are full of reef. That's their beauty, but it's also a difficult side for sailing. And the charts on your computer are not very reliable there. There is only one. There is a nice guy called Bauhaus who made the water pilot of San Blas, and he also made some nautical chart that you can put on your computer on a software called OpenCPN, and the islands are really beautiful. When I first saw those islands, I was breathtaking.
And how is the provisioning there? Do the people, the kuna people, do you go in the islands and buy there, or do they bring stuff with their, I guess they use their canoes to around, no?
Yeah, it's really, the provisioning is really hard. It's difficult because there are no shops there. You have this little village. Maybe they have a small, very small shop, and but the most the kuna comes with the lobster, with fish. If you don't catch yourself, you can buy from them. And then there is one boat that come with some fruits and vegetable that may make the tour of the island and stop to each boat. And so it's like a party when they arrive. Oh, vegetable and fruits. Ah.
Have you been invited by the Kuna people?
Yeah. Some of them organize it like a sort of restaurants, and you have to bring yourself your cutlery and plates. And of course, you have to bring something to drink like beer, because they don't have electricity, they don't have fridge, and they don't have drinkable water. So you bring yourself all the stuff, and they cook some lobster for you, some coconut rice to eat with them. And it's very nice. You sit under a palm tree in the shade, and you will have your lunch with them. Not dinner, because they don't have electricity, so it's really dark in the night.
And their canoes they travel with, they don't have motors, do they?
Oh, no, they don't have. They have canoe carved in the tree, in wood. They take like a tree and they carve the canoe in that, and then they paint it in colorful, and have small sails, and it's very nice to see them sailing their canoe, or sometimes they paddle. We saw children like 3 or 4 years old with little canoe and little paddle coming to the boat, and that was very nice. And it is so strange because they have this wooden canoe, and sometimes they speak on their phone, on cellular phone, while on this wooden canoe. Is really strange thing to see. You say we are back in the past, and then they take out a cell phone. we went one time with them in a river on the mainland. They take you with their canoes, and then you go up to the river and see more isolated village, and it was very, very nice to see. Yeah, we enjoyed the San Blas really much.
So, and from the islands, it's not very far if you want to go west.
We went to Colón, to Shelter Bay Marina, to wait. We had to wait like 1 month to pass Panama Canal, because they have some problem with the advisor. You know, the advisor are the people who come on board it's like the pilot for the ship. They come on board to pass through Panama Canal. And they were short of them, so we had to wait like 1 month to pass the canal.
And did you take an agent to plan the passage for you, or did you do it by yourself?
Yeah, we took an agent. We wrote him when we were still in San Blas. We sent by email him all the documents he needed, and he prepared everything for us. And when we arrived in Shelter Bay, the day before the passage, he brought on board like 8 very huge fenders and very long lines that we needed to go through the canal. So, to pass through the canal, you need handliners. You need the captain on the helm, and you need 4 handliners. And we could organize with very good friends to come on board with us to pass through the canal. So it was very nice to have them on board instead of people we didn't know. And it was like a party in the middle of the of the passage. Yeah, it was very nice. We exit the marina, the Shelter Bay Marina and anchored in front of the canal in a place they told us. And we waited there, and then the pilot boat came and dropped on board our advisor for it was so strange because you start the Panama Canal in the afternoon, so it was like quite dark, and all the first passage till the middle of the canal was in the night. It was very excited. The ship with little lights was really strange. The Southern Comfort was the biggest boat in the middle, and one side there was our boat Obi-Wan, and on the other side there was a French boat called Petit Prince. And you go all together in the first lock, and then when you arrive in the middle of at the end of the first lock, there is Gatun Lake, and as soon as you arrive there, Southern Comfort were moored to a very big buoy, and we were on his side. And we spent, the pilot went off to his house, and we spent the night there together with them. And then in the morning, another pilot came, and we went home.
Through the lake, and then on the other side, 3 locks down again, no?
And there was a very strange things happening. After us, there was a very, very big ship. We were in trouble because the ship moved, and there was a strong current from the water that the ship was pushing. And so Giovanni, my husband, was on the helm, and he had to turn the boat against the current. So we were with our stern to the exit of the lock. Ooh. And so we had to decide, while the water was going down, we have to decide is turn again or go in the Pacific backwards. And so we decided to go backwards. So we started the Pacific backwards. And I told him, now you have to make all the crossing backwards. But then when we were out, we turned it again, and we went to our mooring in Panama.
Great. Thank you so much for talking about all your stories and your experiences to us. I'm sure that people are very interested in your informations. Thank you very much for participating in Sailor's Life, Raffaela.
Thank you very much to you, Jutta, for inviting me. It was really a pleasure.
If you have any more questions that we haven't discussed yet, please write them in the comments so that I can ask my next interview partners about them. Subscribe my channel Sailor's Life if you want to hear more facts, experiences and stories. Give me a thumb up and press the bell if you don't want to miss any of these informations.